Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you the step-by-step instructions for the Pax Charlotte for the chart A. Let's start. Once you've done chain 30, I'm going to go into the second chain from the hook, and just for the purpose of ease of working, I'm going to go into this chain, but normally you would go into the bump. Okay, let me just go ahead with that anyway. So I'm going into the bump. So second chain from the hook, insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Repeat that till you have a total of 20 loops on your hook. 3. So the first loop which is there is counted as 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now you see that after some time the chain just turns on itself so that it's easier to find the back bump. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, last two, 19 and 20. So when you finish the 20, just make sure that you have 20 loops on the hook. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So just keep counting, because I made a mistake the other day too, like I kept decreasing some stitches, so ultimately I had to report and redo. So make sure that you have 20 loops when you're doing the full stitches. So now I have 20 loops. Normally in Tunisian crochet, when the first stitch, I will always pull through 1. In this pattern, I am not creating an edge on the left side. My edge is created by the chain, therefore I yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Keep continuing till you come to the end. So yarn over, pull through 2. This is your return pass. And when you do the forward, picking up the loops and you do the return pass, that's when you are set to complete one row. So I have finished forward pass and now I'm doing the return pass. So yarn over, pull through 2 at each time, so that you'll finally end up with 1 loop on the hook. I've purposely made my tension loose so that you can see the stitches. When you are working, you will be working with an even tension, therefore you will not have these unevenness. It will be even. Just to show you, I've really made it loose so that you can see where I'm inserting the hook. Now some of you had a question where to insert the hook after you do the first row. Should I do SC? Should I do? No. When you do the Tunisian crochet, you are going to be working on the vertical bars. So these are the places that you will insert your hook to finish your Tunisian crochet. So when I do the second row, the first loop is counted as 1. Now I go into the second one. So this is counted as first vertical bar. This is the second vertical bar. So I go into the second vertical bar, insert hook, yarn over and pull up. So continue till you reach 19. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 and 19. I have 19, and for the 20th loop now I go into the base chain. So you can see that since I've already gone into the back bump, my chain automatically turns itself to present the bump for me. So I go into the next chain on the foundation, insert the hook over there, yarn over and pull up a loop. Yeah, my cats are running around so you can hear them. Okay, so I'll show you again over here. I have 20 loops, 19 from the Tunisian first row and the 20th will be from the foundation chain. Again, yarn over, pull through 2 and keep pulling them 2 at a time. Yarn over before, pull through 2 and all the way till you have 1 loop on the hook. And remember, my tension is really loose. I do not crochet this loosely. I just want to show the stitches a little bit more clearer, so I'm doing it this way. But when you crochet, you will get back to your normal tension. Someone was saying they didn't get gauge. I think for a shawl it's not really a matter, but it is an indicator of how your finished shawl will look like. So if you're getting smaller tension with the hook, then it means that your finished size is going to be smaller. So I finished 2 rows. First row where you can see the horizontal bar into which I have worked. Now in the second row you can see the horizontal bars, right? So here I have the horizontal bars which are the second row. Now for the third row it's a short row, right? Which means that this short row is what is going to give the curve for the shawl. Normally if I'm going to continue like this, then I'm just going to get one rectangle. But I want a slight curve, therefore I do a short row. The short row is nothing but same Tunisian simple stitch worked with fewer stitches. Including the loop on the hook, I should have 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So I have 9 loops on my hook. So 3, 6, 9. Keep checking once in a while just so you don't miss it. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Again remember, we are not creating edge, therefore you are not doing yarn over 1 at the end. So it's always yarn over, pull through 2. I'll keep it down for you to see. So I have done 2 full rows which connected to my base chain. Now I've done a short row where I did 9 stitches and did the return pass and finished that row. This row did not go all the way to the chain. The next row is a full row which will go all the way to the chain. Therefore now I pick it up. So I pick up the same 9 loops. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I have to pick up the 9th loop. What I do, if I pull up just one, it gives me a bigger gap. So what I do is, this time I pick it up as if it were an edge stitch. I'll pull through 2 loops. Can you see the last the 9th loop position? So what I do normally would have done is gone through the vertical bar and pulled it up like this. But now I don't want a gap. So I keep 2 loops, yarn over and pull up a loop. Now the next loop that I have to pull up is 1 row below. So I go to the second row, pick up the 10th loop and continue down till I reach till I have 19 loops on my hook. And the 20th will be the one which you pick up from the foundation chain. So all the way down to the foundation chain, this is my 19th. You can stop and count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19. The 20th is the one which will go into my chain. You can see the chain is already turned to show the bump. So I'll go into the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now here I have 20, again pull off 2 at a time. So I'm returning all the way to the beginning. So yarn over, pull through 2 loops, so that finally I'm left with 1 loop at the end. Okay, so this is how it looks. It does look like it's loose over here. It will not appear when I do the next row. So I had 2 rows. You can see the horizontal stitches over here. I have 2 full rows, then I had 1 short row, and now I'm having 1 full row. After this again is a short row. So again pick up only 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Yarn over, pull through 2 and come back to the start. So this is how it looks right now. Now because I've used a really big hook with a anchor knitting cotton, I find that I don't have as much a curl, but I did have a curl when I tried the same 5mm with Hobby India. So maybe I'm thinking for Hobby India, if I go up another hook size, it will be better. So now after this, I have to do 2 full rows, and those 2 rows will connect to the base chain. So for the full row, again pick up the 9 loops which you did in the short row. When I finish the 8th one, for the 9th one, don't go through one loop, pick up both the loops like how you do in a Tunisian edge. In the Tunisian edge stitch, you will go through 2 loops. So same way, pick up 2 loops, yarn over. Now go into the 10th loop, which is in 1 row below, and subsequent all loops, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up, insert, yarn over, pull up. So you should do that till you have total of 19 loops on the hook. And for the 20th loop, you would go into the chain, insert hook, yarn over, pull up. So the 20th will always be on the chain. Now yarn over, pull through 2 and return back. Once you get the hang of it, it'll go pretty fast. But the only thing which you should keep in mind is that you should not do an accidental decrease. So see here, the places did not show that much of a hole or a gap. Okay, so you don't worry too much about it. And in my opinion, I would say even if you get a small eyelet here or a small space, you could call it a design element. It need not always be like, a complete, but as you can see here, I'll show it up close as well. The hole is there only because you've completed the row just now. When I do the next row, that hole disappears, as you can see in the previous short row. So the corresponding place in the previous short row, and when I did the full one, that gap was huge. But now when I finished, when I work another row on it, that does not exist. So here you can do one more row to complete the first repeat. And this repeat is again all 19 loops plus 1 loop from the foundation. Yeah, now somebody was saying that the hook is blunt, therefore it's not easy to poke through. That's why if you use a hook which is 2 or 3 times 3 size bigger than what you normally use, you can see the ease with which it's sliding in. I am not forcing the hook into the loop, I just slide it in. Because the loops are bigger and you're using a larger size hook, you can see that I'm able to insert the hook in with greater ease as opposed to the smaller size. So if you're using a smaller size hook, you will find it difficult to pull through the stitches. So make sure that you have a bigger hook. So this is 19 loops now which are there on my hook. As I told you, since you're doing it on the back pump, my chain automatically twists. I'm not doing anything. I'm just leaving it as it is. When I pick up the chain, the reverse of the chain is shown where I can easily identify, insert, pull up a loop. So now complete it. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops at a time. Now this is my first repeat of chart A. So I have, if I look at this side, this is row 1. My loop was loose so that I can show you the stitches, but if you keep it tight, this will also be tight. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I count on my right side, if I keep it like this and count, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So I have 7 stitches on my right side, but if I look at my left side over here, I would have used 5 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So left side will have only 5 chain, right side will have 7, and 7 is because we had 2 rows of short row inserted here. Now let me show what to do after first repeat. Again, there was a bit confusion with what to do after the repeat. So the next repeat goes on top of what you have now. So you will continue the same repeat on top. So since my repeat starts with 2 full rows and ends with 2 full rows, I'll again start with 2 full rows. So I have 2 full, 1 short, 1 full, 1 short and 2 full. So now after finishing, my next set will again start with 2 full rows, which means I pick up 19 loops. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. The 20th one will go automatically into the starting chain. Yarn over, pull through 2 all the way till you come back to the start. That's it. So now what is the next row? It's a full row. So you will work again, collect 19 stitches here. The 20th you will go into the base over here. So let's do that. Go all the way. Remember to pick up only 19 loops from your vertical bar, including the first loop on the hook. You should have only 19. The 20th one goes into your foundation chain. That's my 19. The 20th goes into the foundation chain. Now yarn over, pull through 2 loops at a time, come all the way back to the starting where you'll end up with 1 hook on the loop. What am I saying? 1 loop on the hook. Too much of Tunisian crochet, guys. It's not 1 hook on the loop, it is 1 loop on the hook. So from the second repeat, I have done 2 full rows and got them connected over here. So now it's a short row. You'll go fast. You just have to pick up 9 stitches, totally 9, including 1 from the hook. So you'll pick up 8. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1 more, 9. Yarn over, pull through 2, repeat till you're left with 1 loop on the hook. I got it right this time. So first short row of repeat number 2 done. Now I have to do 1 full row all the way here. So I come here. When I'm doing the full row after the short row, this is your 8th loop. For the 9th loop, you ensure that you go through 2 loops. Can you see that? You ensure that you go through 2 loops. So when you pick up, make sure your hook is under the under the horizontal bar and the loop behind it. That will help you to avoid the hole.